I'm sure you've probably heard on the news, or heard something about the large controversy over allowing refugees into America. Some believe that it is dangerous to allow refugees in because terrorists could disguise themselves as refugees to enter the US, but on the other hand, some people believe we need to help people and allow people into our country. In this video, I will give you the facts from both sides and explain how the US is involved in the refugee crisis. America takes in thousands of refugees every year. President Obama decided last year that the US will take in at least 10,000 Syrian refugees. Since then, though, America's new president, Donald Trump, banned all refugees for 120 days, and Syrian refugees specifically were banned indefinitely. Many people have been affected by the ban. There have been people who were very close to coming to the US through the refugee program but were stopped because of this ban. They had sold all of their belongings and the only hope they had was coming to America. This executive order stopped them from being able to do that, even though many had gone through the whole application process to get accepted as a refugee in the US. After many protests in airports all over the US, a federal judge suspended the ban, allowing refugees into the country at least until there was an official court ruling. There was a bit of controversy over whether the ban should stay in place or whether the appeals court should maintain the suspension on the ban. It went to the appeals court and ruled 3-0 against Trump's ban. So the suspension is still in effect. Now, why is it that some people believe we shouldn't allow refugees into the US and others believe that we should? Many people believe that refugees can be dangerous and that groups like ISIS can get into the US through the refugee program. People think that allowing refugees into America will affect our national security. However, it is important to note that America has not seen a fatal terrorist attack carried out by a refugee since before 1980. Even in Europe, where many refugees are being taken in, the UN has stated that there is no correlation between the flow of refugees entering European countries and the terrorist attacks that have happened. There is no evidence of terrorist groups systematically using refugees to carry out terrorist attacks. The attacks in Paris were carried out by terrorists who entered the country using fake passports. It is actually more harmful to put up borders and have more restrictive migration policies. The idea that the West is not accepting of Muslims can be used as propaganda, ultimately turning desperate people into terrorists. Also, not giving refugees asylum enables terrorist groups to kidnap them and use them for their cause. I hope this video clarified anything you wanted or needed to know about how America is involved in the refugee crisis. The next video will include information on what it is like to be a refugee and all of the terrible things they have to go through.